So to the eagerly awaited final of the men's single sculls, with the defending Olympic champion in lane 2, the 2008 World Cup champion in 4, and the reigning and triple world champion in lane 6.
Attention.
And I think the fastest start there was Sinek, who just maybe got a centimetre or two on his rivals. But this is a really open event. I think Drysdale's illness and condition has turned this into more of an open contest than it might have been. And no surprise, I would take Britain's Alan Campbell to be leading this event through the 500, because that's what he likes to do. And despite his knee injury, and he's done a fantastic fight to get back to form, I still think he's going to take the early lead out, but I don't take him to be there through the middle and finish.
Over on the far side, Tim Mayans from Belgium, also a very positive start, and 2 from the top of the picture, the Olympic champion, also well there with the pace.
Yeah, Chuter will be pleased with that. He's just had a little look, but you know, he's confident at the moment because he's got the fastest last 500 of anyone in this field. Certainly that was the case in the semi. And of course that blistering pace is what made him Olympic champion in the last quarter. So, you know, that's a good start for Chuter.
Ondrej Sinek, also a man with a punishing and fierce kick in that last quarter.
Absolutely, and many people's favourite to take the gold this time. He's a fantastic sculler, beautiful long stroke, and we're just seeing Alan Campbell there, who's battling to be first at 500 metres. You know, I wish he'd just hang back a little bit. I think he's got a sensational sprint finish. We saw that when he held off the Greek in his semi, and I just wish he wouldn't go out so quick, because everybody knows Campbell's tactics in this race, and I just wonder whether he could maybe just conserve a bit more energy for the final sprint. That's where this medal's going to be won.
Well, not much between all 6 of them as we come to the end of the first quarter. Alan Campbell still probably with the edge ahead of Tim Mayans, and closest to you, there's Mahe Drysdale, hoping to emulate the great Rob Waddell, who won the title for New Zealand back in 2000 in Sydney, and we'll be seeing him a little later in the final of the double sculls.
Absolutely, and that great series of races to decide who New Zealand would have as their single sculler here over the winter. Fantastic head-to-head contest, and Drysdale very bitter. I think he was made to race as the triple world champion, but here he is in the final despite everything, and you know, he's really putting up a great show. I think he's not a traditionally fast starter, but he's going to really want to be in contention in the middle of the race.
Now, bit of a move there from Olaf Tufte already in this second quarter. Certainly he's moved up onto the shoulder of Tim Mayans and looking to take the lead away, perhaps from Alan Campbell. And here we have the heli-telly view on the left of your picture. That's Drysdale. And then Alan Campbell, you can see he's just about got the edge. Then moving from left to right, Ondrej Sinek and Lasse Karonen of Sweden. Then 2 from the right there, that's Olaf Tufte, the defending champion. And on the extreme right, Tim Mayans of Belgium.
That's a great move by Tufte. I mean, I would have thought he'd hung back and used his sprint at the end, but he's really made his move in that second 500. I think Karonen has realised that too. Karonen last at 500, such a strong sculler. He's going to have to move in this second 500, and it's a great close field, isn't it? I mean, what a racing prospect. Drysdale not out of it by any means.
Yeah, but I just wonder whether Tufte altered his tactics in the light of the fact that they knew that Mahe Drysdale has really been struggling.
I think, you know, Tufte's going to keep an eye on Drysdale. Nobody quite knows what Drysdale can do in this race, but, you know, there is such class in this field. Karonen's been so strong here, Sinek, that Tufte's got to make his move regardless.
Into the third quarter, and Lasse Karonen may be at the back, but that was the fastest quarter by him, 1:46.42, to just keep him on the premises. But here is Olaf Tufte, and in this third quarter, looking to push on.
Yeah, I love the way he sculls. He's just had a little look across there, I think, at Campbell. Knows he's heading him. Sinek, that's a great position to be in, ahead of Sinek, though we worried about Sinek's finish. But maybe that look was to Drysdale, who's making his move now. Look, he's gone again there, David. He's looked at him, and Drysdale's coming up.
Yeah, what an Olympic final here, with just about 750 metres to go, and it's anybody's race.
Well, what a brave race by Drysdale. I mean, Campbell dropping back as we thought, and Sinek hasn't made the move, but Drysdale's going for his gold medal now. This would be a sensation. He's almost in the lead, David, because this is a man who's been on a drip all week, and amazing he's taken it through. I mean, has he been conserving his energy? What a brave third quarter by Drysdale.
Yeah, and he's just about, as you said, got the lead now from Chuter. So the world champion leads the Olympic champion, and then Andrei Sinek, the World Cup champion, alert to what's happening out front, just beginning to try and move up. Drysdale just looking a little tight there. This is costing him.
Yeah, you know, at 1,500 metres in semi-final, he said, you know, the Great Wall of China seemingly came up and joined me in my race, and he lost it there, but he's been brave because he's actually going to see if the same thing's happened again. He's challenged himself, and will that same thing happen again? Because he's got a fantastic margin on Chuter. To take that much out on Chuter when Tufter's going so well is amazing. What a brave third quarter.
And a great scull right on the far side there from Tim Mayans, still up in a challenging position, but it's New Zealand, and look at that. He's taken the best part of a length out of Olaf Chuter. Andrei Sinek of the Czech Republic moves into the bronze medal position. So we're into the final 500, and it is the 29-year-old New Zealander who has the edge now. Can he keep this going? It really would be absolutely amazing. Chuter beginning to eke back that advantage of Drysdale's. Sinek a little bit off the pace. Mayans on the far side. Campbell sadly has, as you rather said, faded out of it.
Yeah, and Chuter knows what this feels like to be in this position and come through scullers. You know, he's absolutely got a calm head on his shoulder, and I heard Tor Nielsen talking to him earlier during the regatta, and you know, he's in great form, and what a position to be in. 300 metres to go, can he make it?
Well, that lead is coming down, Martin. Olaf Chuter whittling away, and look at Andrei Sinek, two from the bottom of your picture there, the 25-year-old Czech World Cup champion, and he is really motoring, and Tim Mayans on the far side, not out of it either.
Yeah, just looking at Drysdale, I think Drysdale's towering, just his head's in the boat, but his body's not quite being connected with that leg push, and he's had a little cross there. I think that's a little bit dangerous for Drysdale, who's got the turbo boosters at this time of the race.
Well, Sinek's great, but look at Chuter. Chuter's gone again there, and up to 43 strokes a minute for the defending champion from Norway.
What a move, fantastic. I don't know if Drysdale can hang on to that. I've never seen such power in the last part of a race.
Drysdale's gone, and now Sinek into silver medal position. But look at Chuter really driving for the line now, holding Sinek by just about half a length. Drysdale clinging on to the bronze medal. Here comes the line, and it is Norway, and Olaf Chuter, who defends his title magnificently ahead of Andrei Sinek of the Czech Republic. Mahe Drysdale hangs on for such a well-deserved bronze medal, with Tim Mayans a personal best in fourth place, and he is 4 years on from Athens, still number one.
And that's one of the most amazing finishes I think I've seen. Sinek must have thought that was his race, the way he came back at everybody in the last 500 metres, but Tufter's spurt in the last 20 strokes, sensational. And Drysdale, what a brave scull that was from him, David.
So gutsy. He's going to feel disappointed, but he shouldn't be after all he's been through this week. Here you can see the margins, just about half a length there to Olaf Chuter, and a similar margin back to Mahe Drysdale. What a race by Tim Mayans of Belgium, Alan Campbell and Lasse Karonen in 5th and 6th. And they'll be celebrating in the 800-year-old village of Nykirke, south of Oslo, at this success. And, well, he's only 32, Martin. Might he go on to London 2012 for the hat-trick?
Yeah, I think that's got to be one of the great titles in rowing. 3 times Olympic singles champion. Karpinen's done it, Ivanov's done it, why not Chuter now?
Well, nonetheless, Martin, Olaf Chuter must surely now be regarded as one of the greats in the gladiatorial sport of men's single sculling.